Okay, so I got inspired to do a vlog on pretty much positivity, and I'm gonna be honest, I'm sorry, I've just got to be honest, I was trying to do this all positively and come at this in a nice, full of love and light approach, but this is where I have to kind of be straight up. So whatever comes out of my mouth is going to come out of my mouth. All right. So let's talk about the news, and let's talk about negativity for a minute. I honestly am tired of the crap. I am just so tired of people watching the news. I mean, I can't control them. I'm not trying to, but my thing is, it's negative. You're letting this crap into your mind, and honestly, it's basically, the best way I can put this is like, if you have two lenses, one is negative and one is dirty and you can't see clearly, that would be you looking at the news. But if you have a positive lens, clear, you can see very well, that would be more for the positive. That being said, I'm honestly just personally tired of the crap that's constantly being talked about. This president stuff, this Black Lives Matter, All Lives Matter, the negative stuff that's happening all over the world, things like that. So I'm not going to vent in a negative way. Instead, I'm going to talk about positive stuff, because honestly, I really hope that some of you hear me when I say that the news is trying to divide us more and more each day as people, and constantly fill us up with fear and negativity. Some of you, this is going to go over your head. Some of you, you're going to be like, finally somebody said it. So for my positive people out there, and for some of you who actually want to hear something good that's happening in the world that the news probably won't show you, but it is happening, but you won't see it because you're only looking at a very small screen of things, I'm gonna do it, because I'm actually gonna take my own advice. I usually tell people, instead of complaining and instead of venting and instead of another word, why don't you do something about it and stop complaining? So now I'm not gonna complain. I'm actually gonna do something about it. I'm gonna do something on my part. Here's what I'm gonna do. So I figured I was just gonna, Google some things, positive things that's happening around the world this year. And just a little side note, I don't know why, but for like the half the day today, I seriously thought it was the year 2017. Don't know why, it just feels like it's 2017. But then I actually, literally, I'm not lying to you, I literally had to go on my phone and see what year it was. I'm like, oh, we are still in 2016. My mind is in 2017. Forward mindset, I guess. Anywho, I'm gonna be looking this way because I have my computer up that's allowing me to look at this page. So the name of this site that I went on, some of you may have heard it, this is the first time I've heard it, but it's called sunnyskies.com. I'm gonna leave a link to this page so you can check it out for yourself, and you're not just taking my word for it, you can actually just see what I'm talking about. So let's scroll a little bit. And by the way, since I'm gonna kind of do this like the news, I'm not just gonna tell it to you, give you a little snippet, and then you're just gonna stop there. No, I'm actually gonna read a little bit of it to you, so that way you can actually hear it. And then for some of you, you can see it. Now, this is an interesting one. Instead of a protest, cops and Black Lives Matter activists had a cookout. And this was posted July 19th, 2016. And I guess that was yesterday. Alright, so I'm just going to read it off to you. It says, a community filled with Black Lives Matter activists and police officers gathered together this past weekend at McAdams Park in Wichita, Kansas to have a productive one-on-one discussion over burgers, hot dogs, and barbecue. Now, it goes on to say the First Steps Cookout was suggested by Wichita Police Chief Gordon Ramsay. It was very well received by the community and organizers who canceled another scheduled protest for the cookout. That's good. Now this is pretty cool. About 400 people RSVP'd, but nearly 1,000 people attended the event. Especially after what happened in Baton Rouge just makes it all the more painful, said Margaret, who was one of the residents that attended the cookout. But I just feel very proud of my city that there's so many people here. It's wonderful. They have pictures showing, you know, the cops playing with the kid, taking photos. It's really nice. It's really nice. Them talking. Nothing crazy is happening. But there's really no but. Just scrolling down. And it says, "This isn't something we're going to change overnight or tonight," said Police Chief Ramsay. "It's just going to take continual effort on everybody's part and work on policy changes, relationships, and that's what's going to get to the heart of the issues." Now, because I know how some of y'all are out there, some of y'all are looking for negativity. I just told you a positive post, and I'm pretty sure there's a couple people out there like, "Oh, he over there on the side with the cops and all of that. He ain't blah, blah, blah." And I'm here to tell you, one, I really don't care what you think. Two, to be really blunt honest, some of you guys got some anger in you that you have not resolved, and you're kind of using this as a little outlet to let that out. But, you know, if you kind of went inside, did a little meditation, you know, kind of did a little check on yourself, you'll probably kind of get rid of some of this anger. You won't be using it as an outlet, but that's none of my business, though. So we're going to move on to the next post. So I'm just honestly finding out a couple of things. Nothing really, interesting. Here's a cool one. Okay. The name of this article is called "Cops Pay for Motel Room, Then Help Raise $167,000 for Homeless Teen Who Biked 6 Hours to College." You bike 6 hours to college? I won't be going to college. I got a bike 6 hours. I quit. Anywho, this is what it says. More than $167,000 has been raised for a 19-year-old who was found sleeping in a tent outside the gates of his college last weekend. Now that is persistence. That boy is dedicated. I gotta give it to him. Wow. Wasn't me, but wow. Fred Barley, that's his name, who is homeless, was discovered by 2 police officers responding to a trespassing call near a parking lot at Gordon State College in Barnesville, Georgia. He told the officers he had ridden his little brother's bicycle 6 hours to register for classes for his second semester of college. In addition to the bike, Barley had 2 duffel bags containing all his worldly possessions and 2 gallons of water. All he had to eat was a box of cereal. Wow. The officers brought Barley to a nearby motel and paid for 2 nights accommodation. But the story, however, doesn't end there. One of the officers, Dickie Carricker, sorry if I pronounced your name wrong, if you see this post, posted Fred's story on Facebook and it went viral. A GoFundMe page on Barley's behalf has raised nearly $168,000 as of Saturday evening. And this was posted July 17th, 2016. That is a pretty cool story. I mean, one, I gotta give it to Fred. Bro, you're awesome. Seriously, you biked 6 hours, you deserve that. I mean, there are people who are around me and college is maybe an hour and a half away, and they would look at someone like, "You think I'm fit to ride over there? You're funny." But that dude, I gotta give you props, you deserve that. Seriously, Honestly, for some of y'all out there, that's no excuses that he just said. But again, that is none of my business. This is cool. 800,000 people attempt to plant 50 million trees in 24 hours to break a Guinness World Record. Now, I love that. If you guys know me, I love nature. I love it when people come together and they're like doing something cool. So we could hop on this right quick. So what this says is more than 800,000 students, government officials, and volunteers gathered in India's most populous state to break a tree planting Guinness World Record. Oh, this is really cool. Okay. Uttar Pradesh's Chief Minister Akhilesh Yadav told the AP that his record-breaking attempt would help spread awareness and enthusiasm about forestation and conservation. Yes. The world has realized that serious efforts are needed to reduce carbon emissions to mitigate the effects of global climate change. Uttar Pradesh has made a beginning in this regard. And they're showing people coming together. There's some people in like different army clothes and they're like planting stuff. Oh, they planted 49.3 million trees in 24 hours on Monday, nearly meeting their goal of 50 million, but still crushing the previous world record of 847,275 set in Pakistan in 2013. Wow. The Indian government is encouraging all states to start tree planting drives like the one in Uttar Pradesh. The government has designated more than 6.2 billion for this purpose alone. India pledged to push its forest cover to 235 million acres by 2030. Planting saplings won't cure India's air quality problem, but the volunteers hope that by getting their hands dirty, they will raise awareness. And honestly, they're doing something. They're raising awareness. They're doing something. They're starting something. They're putting action behind it. They're coming together. That is cool. And I like that. I find that to be really, really awesome. So that's something that's pretty cool. Okay, let's find another random. I know y'all tired of me hearing about cops, so I'm gonna skip that one. Y'all can read this. Oh, okay. That's what happened. Huh. Okay. Since we talked about, I think Black Lives Matter and All Lives Matter is kind of a thing right now, so this is another post. The name of this one is called "This is What Happened When Black Lives Matter Protesters Met Counter Protesters in Dallas." And this post was July 12, 2016. So we're going to read into this. Black Lives Matter protesters and All Lives Matter counter protest cross paths in the streets of Dallas, which I would assume that may have been possible conflict. I guess there's this big issue where, anywho, it says if only the mainstream media would start highlighting this instead of giving attention to the people rioting, looting, and protesting with violence. They do not deserve airtime or our attention. This is how you kick down walls, one protester exclaimed while another concluded, "Today we're gonna show the rest of the country how we came together." Now, there's a video on here. I honestly think you should watch it if you are, again, looking for some positive stuff. This was actually pretty cool.
And feel this way without trying to change it. Yeah, the Black Lives Matter and stuff. We all matter now. We all all right. Keep it calm, This is how you take down the wall. How you take down the wall. It's time for us to stop this today. No more walls today. We're going to show the rest of the country how we came together. Everybody get it in there. Everybody get it in. Everybody get it in. Everybody get it in. Everybody get it in. And I thank you so much, as I am so humbled that you allowed us to come along together. Again, today, I pray again, thank you so much because everybody makes
The media is showing you all the negative stuff, but this right here is, you just check it out. It's really good. Again, I'm not really, my energy doesn't really go into all of the Black Lives, All Lives Matter. I'm really focused myself on the human race and oneness and, you know, the planet, you know, this rock that we live on. I think I'm gonna look for one more. Something pretty cool. Jail. There we go. Okay. I never heard this in my life, but the name of this article is Texas prisoners break out of their holding cell. The media would have stopped you right there, but let's actually continue. To save a police officer's life. 2016. So let's click on this and let's just see what this says. Okay, Texas prisoners helped save the life of a police officer who had a heart attack directly outside of their holding cell. The inmates were behind a locked door on June 23rd in the holding cell of the district court's building in Parker County when the officer slumped over after joking with them. He just fell over, inmate Nick Kelton told WFAA. Looked like an act, could have died right there. After Kelton and the other inmates realized something was wrong, they started yelling for help. When no one came, they broke out of the holding room. Yes, guys, they broke out of the holding room. The guard didn't have a pulse, so the inmates started shouting and banging on doors so loudly that deputies upstairs thought that there was a fight. Deputies told the station they didn't know what to expect when they got downstairs. He had keys, Sergeant Ryan Spiegel said. Had a gun. It could have been extremely bad situation. Now that is serious. Inmates, guy died, well, could have died. They have a gun that could have, yeah, extremely is an understatement. But anywho, when deputies realized what was going on, they got the inmates and began CPR on the officer. Captain Mark Arnott said the prisoners likely saved the officer's life. The officer has not been identified and is expected to return to work next week. I watched him die twice, Kelton said. It never crossed my mind not to help whether he's got a gun or a badge. If he falls down, I'm gonna help him. The room the inmates broke out of has been reinforced. Okay. That was pretty awesome. I mean, that could have been super bad, but that was actually really awesome. I mean, I'm not gonna go through everything, guys. I really don't, because all of y'all are grown and all of y'all can comprehend how to, you know, search the web and look for things like this. This was really easy. Powerball winners build fire station for small town, continue to give back to community. I mean, husband gets entire town to deliver roses to his wife on her last day of chemo. That's awesome. Now, for some of you guys, I'm gonna be honest, some of y'all just don't care. Some of y'all, when it comes to the positive is just not as juicy as the negative stuff. Gossip, craziness, fear, that's what drives people. But for some of us out there, I'm gonna just speak on some of us, we really want to hear the positive stuff. I mean, I think, what was it, Akon? Somebody who gave lights in Africa. That shows you I don't watch the media, so sorry. When not really. But it's just, there's awesome stuff that's out here, guys, and it's just like, you can see this, you can choose to be aware of this, and it's so much, again, there's so much going on, but it's just like, you have to take control and just shift your focus. Like, you know, at the end of the day, do your spirit, I'm gonna take, yeah, we're gonna get a little spiritual. Does your spirit and does your heart really want this negative influence over you, or does your spirit and does your heart actually seek oneness and seeking to actually help others, seeking to look for positive things? Because at the end of the day, I mean, you have the choice whether to either one, drink the poison of this negativity, or number two, sit back and just eat and enjoy the positivity and get better. I mean, after a while, I mean, yes, it's very easy to talk about the negative stuff. Oh, that's easy. That's what everybody wants to hear. But you don't hear too many people talking about the positive stuff. And again, I think some people are just not interested and they don't care. Can't blame you, do your thing. But for some of us out there, you wonder why we don't really talk to you guys, let alone hang out with you guys too much. But again, you don't care. Again, some of you guys are going to look at this video. Either one, A, you don't care. Care if you don't care. I'm honestly doing this to specifically speak to those who actually want something positive to look at. And I thought, you know, with my current surroundings, which are awesome, I decided to do something about it on my end. Instead of complaining, I decided to, one, look at something and share it with you guys. You know what I mean? And again, I'll leave the link below, but you can look up other stuff that's positive. You can look at other things that's happening all around you. I'm not gonna keep beating on that horse, but honestly, you just have a choice. So, I mean, that being said, hopefully this shifted something for you guys. But I hope you enjoyed, though. I'm glad you happened to look at the video, and I'm really excited that, again, honestly, I'm just excited just to be excited. I'm excited that I just looked at that, because honestly, now I'm going to be scrolling down some more. But I'm going to end this here because I will go on for a rant. But that was the whole point of my vlog. So you all have an amazing night, day, evening, whenever you see this. And I will talk to you all soon. Later.